everyone, and welcome back to the Winfield Public Library's fall programs. My name is Miss Choate, and today we are going to be learning how to make a windsock. So if you live close to the Winfield Public Library, you can go ahead and pick up a craft kit, which is going to include a lot of different supplies. It's going to include a piece of vinyl, which we're going to use for one of our windsocks, and it's going to include an orange piece of fabric, some outlines of different images, and then some plastic streamers. So you're going to need these supplies. If you don't want to go to the library and pick them up or we've run out by the time you see this video, then most of these supplies you can just get at your craft store locally. You will also need either like a stapler or a hole punch or some glue to connect your windsock together. So let's go grab our supplies and get started. So here we have our vinyl, our images, a black Sharpie, black paper, our orange fabric, and our streamers. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use my orange fabric, and we're going to take our black paper, and we're going to need scissors for this. We're going to cut out a jack-o'-lantern face. So it's up to you what kind of face you want to do. I'm going to mark mine in a white pencil so I can see it, or a white crayon. And we're going to do 2 triangles. Now you could double up your paper so they are the same. So I'm going to fold it in half. We're going to do 2 triangles for eyes, a triangle for the nose, and let's see, I'll do 2 triangles for the nose. We'll only use 1, but that way we don't unfold it. And now we're going to do our smile, and I'm going to do it on the fold. So I'm going to draw this out right here. And I can do some teeth on it. Whatever kind of face you want it to make. And now we're going to cut it out. And if you don't like the first one, that's okay. You can always redo it. Let's see if we like it. Okay, that's not bad. It kind of looks like a bat. So now we can arrange our eyes, our nose, and our mouth. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to glue this down. Any kind of glue will work. So I'm just using some stick glue. And it's best to glue this all down when it's flat. There we go. Now we're going to go ahead and you can either staple your streamers on the bottom, or you can cut a little hole and pass it through. So it's up to you what kind of look you want. But I'm going to open up my streamers and I'm going to do a pattern. So I'm going to do my brown, orange, brown, orange. Or I could just do it all brown, but it's up to you. So I'm cutting a little hole and I'm just kind of pinching the fabric and creating a little hole, because I'm going to pass mine through. But remember, you can staple. Now I'm going to thread it through. And I'm going to bring it through even. I might make these holes a little bit bigger. And then we're going to keep on going. Now that we have all of those attached, we're going to go ahead and bring this around, and I'm going to staple mine, but you could hole punch and loop it through, or you could glue it. So I'm flipping it over, and I'm going to bring it like this, like a tube. And I'm going to try to get 3, 1, 2, and 3. If you have a normal stapler, this shouldn't be a problem. I'm going to set it right there. Now I'm going to scooch it in. And then you could either bring it from the other way, or I think I'll be able to just scrunch it up enough. I'll go the other way. There we go. So now we have our jack-o'-lantern. And I forgot, we need to put a way for us to hang it outside. So we're going to do 2 little snips right here on the side. Just crease it and snip it. And now we can take any kind of string you want to pass it through. So I'm going to take some orange yarn and pass it through and simply knot it. I'm going to do a little bit of a loose knot because I don't want it to pinch the top of my pumpkin. And now I'm going to cut away that extra. And here is our pumpkin. For our next one, we have a lot of options. So we have these coloring pages, which you can go ahead and you can color in and then attach them to our clear, or you can trace them. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do both ways. So I think I want these ghosts, and I want it to be a scene. So I'm going to do it all the way around my page. So I'm going to put one ghost up here. I'm going to take my marker, and I'm going to outline him. Now remember, if you try to use a washable marker on this, it will smudge. An expo marker wouldn't smudge as much, or if you have more permanent markers, you could color it in with permanent markers. And since I do have a reddish orange permanent marker, I'm going to go ahead and color this little pumpkin in. Now, if you prefer to just color in these sheets and cut them out, I'm going to go ahead and show you that way now. So you're going to go ahead, you're going to color it in however you like, and then we're going to cut it out. Once you have it colored in and cut out, you're going to pick where you want it in your scene. And then you could either glue it on, or you could tape it on. Now the thing with tape is that we could flip it over and seal it in with the tape so to protect it from the weather. So that's the way I'm going to do it. So I'm going to take a nice big piece. Once I know where I want it next to the ghost, maybe even kind of underneath the ghost because the ghost is see-through. And I'm going to layer it on top. And this is going to protect it. Make sure you get it nice and flat because you will be able to see the wrinkles. And you're kind of like laminating it in. There you go. So now when you flip it over, your cat there, you can see the tape a little bit, but it's not too bad, and it'll protect it from the weather. So So you can go ahead, you can add more on like that. Now the really cool thing about leaves, you can do this with real ones or fake ones, and it will protect it from the weather with the tape. You could fill up your whole thing with leaves, and if you didn't even want to do any of these other techniques, I'm just showing you all of these 3 techniques on one. So we have the where you outline in marker and you could do a whole scene. I have where you can color in these images and tape them on or glue them on, or you can do real leaves and fill up the whole thing, or you can mix them all together. That's my personal favorite. So you could also layer paper underneath it, tape it in if you want to do like color underneath. So I'm going to flip it over and we're going to tape those leaves in. And I think it would be really cool to do a whole big one just with leaves. And I've laminated leaves before. It actually seals in all the colors, it doesn't get crumbly, and it really protects it from nature. And that's a great way I do rubbings with my students with laminated leaves, because then I'm not going through a bunch of leaves. There we go. So now we're going to go ahead and do the same step that we did on the other one. So we're going to put our little streamers down here. So this is where you could either hole punch or you could take your scissors and snip a little bit. You could also staple them on. And now you could do other colors, you could do a pattern, or you could do all one color. That's up to you. So now that you have all your streamers on, we're going to go ahead and loop it around just like we did the other one. And again, you can hole punch it, you could staple it, or you can glue it. And I'm going to staple it again. And this one I'm going to do a little bit differently. If you only want to do one knot, pass it through both holes. And then knot it at the top. And trim away your extra. So I hope you had fun making your 2 different Windsocks, your jack-o'-lantern, and then your clear vinyl one with the 3 different ways. Remember, you can outline in the permanent marker, you can color them in and tape them on, or you can put leaves throughout your whole thing. So I can't wait to see how you decorate your house with them. If you like how yours turned out, go ahead, take a photo, and post it on the Winfield Public Library's Facebook page, because we would love to see how your decorations turned out. Remember, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and follow the Winfield Public Library for more fun videos. Hope to see you next time. Bye, friends.